was a marathon, bitch, this shit a race. Last one to bust a nut's a rotten egg.
Men would never invest in a woman that is not physically their type, so why on earth should women invest in men who are not financially their type? Don't argue with me.
And one thing that keeps me hopeful is if y'all can get remarried 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times, surely God can allow me to get married at least once. Are you crazy?
Bro, I be hearing my old heads talk to me like, hey, man, you a man, be a man at the end of the day. Don't argue with a female, man. Don't argue with a girl. And I'm like, listen, I argue with a bird if the chirp too disrespectful. I'm going to be honest with you.
See, this is why you got to check up on. See, there's some that just be in a garage training to take over every damn thing and everyone in the room. Like, Chad, what's going on, man? You all right? What's going on, baby? I'm saying, what we doing all this training for? What you doing? I'm just saying, looking a little suspicious. Let's check his emails. Let's check his emails.
And brother, not to be in your business or nothing, but have you ever wondered why that be putting on so much perfume just to go to work? Why that outfit be a little too tight sometimes for the workplace? That be putting on a full face of makeup just to go to work, huh? She has a work husband, brother. Yeah, boyfriend number 2, actually. Go ahead and call me back, brother. Sorry.
It's just like a woman's intuition, I guess.
Women don't have intuition, because if you had it, you wouldn't be single right now. You'd be in a relationship.
Not necessarily.
The guy that you was messing with for 6 months, you wouldn't have chose that man. If you had intuition, you would have seen the red flags.
I didn't follow my
and dismissed
intuition
him.
once, so I don't have intuition.
You probably never followed your intuition with a man.
What do you mean?
Every guy that you've been with, did you break up with them?
Yeah.
Then that means you didn't follow your intuition.
How?
Because you chose a man and you also chose to break up with the man. If you were intuitive, you would have known that he wouldn't be the right man for you and you would avoid getting with him in the first place.
Real question. If I was your mother and I dressed like this, would I be embarrassing to you to walk?
Yeah.
Because my kid told me today in the car when I picked him up, he spent the night at his friend's house. But he said, Mom, you dress so embarrassing and all my friends make fun of me.
You freaking selfish I can't stop looking at your disgusting cow udders because that's all I see and I'm not even into boobs. Okay, I'm not even a guy. But eyes up here, buddy, eyes up here, right? Anyways, you would rather be an attention-seeking slut than have your son not get bullied by his friends because his mom's a... You are disgusting in a very sad excuse of a mother, and I feel bad for your son. I truly, truly do. He should slut shame you to his friends and to your freaking face.
It's not the girl on OF, it's the girl who watches her. So she goes to a gym and she pulls up in a Maybach because she's making $100K a month, right? But what does that do to all the other women in that gym? What it does is instead of becoming a surgical nurse, finishing their master's degree, or becoming a mother, what they do is they see that and they're like, oh, 100 grand a month. And so there's downstream ramifications for all these other women who are seeing this. You're doing a couple things. You're taking women who might be qualified for certain jobs like a nurse out of the marketplace. And then additionally, you're teaching women at a very young age to sell their sexuality before anything else instead of working on any other skill set. This is the downstream ramification. So now I'm not saying that the guys who are on these dating apps are all trying to date OnlyFans creators. What I'm saying is it's the girls, it's the few derivatives down from those girls. They're like, well, no, I have a friend. She's going to Dubai. She's going to Monaco. She's doing this. That's what I deserve as well. So because she can a 10, she thinks she can date a 9. And that's where we get into a problem.
Interpreting things that men say on dating apps. Looking for a gym buddy or looking for a hiking buddy or looking for a girl who's into fitness. They mean thin. They just want someone who's thin. They don't care if you slop around in bed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as long as you're thin. I don't want kids. They do want kids, they just don't want you to match with them if you already have kids. And if you also don't want kids, they will try and convince you that you should have kids with them. New in town, show me around. They're in town for a week for work, they're married, they want to cheat on their wife. No drama. They will bring all of the drama, and as soon as you try and hold them accountable for it, you will immediately become one of their crazy ex-girlfriends. 6'2", if that matters. They're 5'9". Fluent in sarcasm, they will verbally you, and when you rightfully become upset about that, they will say that you can't take a joke. Good vibes only. They want a doormat. They don't want anyone who will hold them accountable or have any boundaries whatsoever. My love language is physical touch. They just want casual. Brutally honest. They enjoy the brutality way more than they do the honesty. Looking for a partner in crime, they do drugs.
So you wouldn't have sex with a guy quickly? Now? Okay, now, but when you were young, you just right away.
Well, yeah, I guess.
That's such a raw deal for men. Like, imagine if a guy who was like, listen, you could be my future wife, you're wifey. But you know what? Because of that, I think I want to take things slow. I don't want to get you gifts. I don't want to take you on vacation. I don't want to do these romantic gestures. I don't want to protect and provide for you. I want to wait until we're more established before I do that stuff, you know? But the girl who I'm telling you, she didn't really matter. I didn't care about her. She was just fun. She got the gifts. She got the dates. She got the vacations, but she was just for. But my future wifey, my girlfriend who I'm supposed to cherish, you get to wait for it. Y'all women would lose your minds.
No, I've actually had a guy do that to me. Yeah, he was like, well, I feel like I've done this so many times. Like, I've wasted so many resources, been on so many dates for no reason. Like, I don't want to like ruin what we have. And I was like, block. That's what we have. Nothing.
The crazy, and I'm not even joking, bro. I don't think I ever been with a girl, and I only dated one girl, but I'm saying like been with a girl, like being around her, hanging out a couple times and texting blah, blah for a little bit, ever. And she had a 2-parent household, ever in my life. Like actual mom and dad. I probably had one that had a stepdad. I've never had one that had mom and dad. I was always the only person they knew. They'd be like, oh, you're the only person I know that your mom and dad is still married with each other. I'm like, yeah. They all had single mom households, or mom and dad is around, but they're split up. Like one girl I knew, her mom and dad lived in separate houses, but it was cool. They was still on the low, and that they was around each other. But like, I never met one where mom, dad stay in the same house with each other, still married with each other, and together. And I be thinking about it like, oh my goodness, it is so rare. I'm not saying I talked to a bunch of girls, but I've met a lot of girls. I've never met one where it's like her mom and dad is still with each other. Not one. Every single one. Either they don't know their dad, or their dad is beat and he left, or their dad and mom just not with each other. That shit's crazy.
Unaliving is the #1 cause of for men under the age of 45 right now. And I have guys messaging me every day talking about how they want to do it over a girl. And it breaks my heart, man, because they make the mistake of investing everything they have into a girl and sacrificing themselves and their happiness and their purpose and their dreams, all in an attempt to make her happy and give her what she wants. And then when that doesn't work and she leaves, you lose her, yourself, your happiness, your purpose, and your dreams all at once. And I get why guys feel the type of way they do, because that would be devastating. So young men, do not make this mistake. Invest into yourself, invest into your happiness, into your purpose, into your dreams, because girls will come and go. And for all the older guys who have made this mistake, share your story in the comments and provide these young men with the wisdom they need.
I mean, you're looking at these clips, man. What the heck is going on? What are we doing out here? It's just, man, dating it's not only dating is screwed up, the world is screwed up. Just stupidity on all fronts. We got people, anyways, just foolishness.
A man having a job is so unattractive. What do you mean you have to go ask another man for a day off? For the women who think like this, watch. Get your ass in the driver's seat. What they say, Jesus take the wheel, go ahead and take the wheel. Put yourself in the shoes of these hardworking men that spend years, decades, trying to provide for you, ungrateful women like you, your kids, and your family. Since you think it's so easy, how about you go spend 12 to 15 hours a day working on a business that probably won't even put money into your pockets until the next 3 to 4 years of trying to run that non-profitable business that's not providing for you and your family, whilst having to work a 9-to-5 job because you need to be able to have some type of income to provide for you and your family. Instead of you being such a prissy princess, sleeping on the side of the bed, sound asleep, getting your beauty sleep for the next day, you don't see that the man next to you is stressing, probably crying silently, thinking about how the is he going to make it? How is he going to succeed? But unfortunately, y'all not ready for those type of conversations. Even coming from a 19-year-old masculine woman who can see the picture from both sides of the painting.
I'm not kidding you. A 80-something-year-old lady just stopped and asked me for help. 3 men passed me by. Teach your kids better.
Ma'am, with all due respect, clearly you post on social media. You have plenty videos on your page. So I know when you scrolling, at least maybe once a week, you see videos of women bashing men. And of course, a lot of these men see these videos as well. So it's not that they don't want to help. It's just a lot of times they feel that if they do try to help, it's going to backfire on them, is all I'm saying. And a lot of these dudes are petty. So they go into these situations thinking these women need to keep the same energy in real life. You can't speak one way online and then expect us, not me personally, but them to help you in real life. The solution is we need to stop being petty towards each other, is all I'm saying, respectfully, of course. Sensational.
If I had a man that I knew 100% would provide for me like a man should, like back in the day, like a man should, I knew that he wasn't going anywhere and I had that full commitment, yes, I would quit. If I knew that he wanted to start a family, yes, I would quit. If, like, 100%, I cannot quit my OnlyFans if he asked me out and we dated for 4 months. Where's any of that?
I genuinely feel bad for these women. You know, that they're out here in these situations, they don't realize the impact it has on their life, you know, the impact that it's going to have on the men in their life. A real man is not going to put up with that. A real man is not going to want someone who's on OnlyFans or who's done OnlyFans. You know, a real man's going to want a woman of God. I talk about this all the time. You know, it's finding a woman who's going to put God first in her life. And you're going to know the difference between red flags and green flags. And also how to discern those things, right? God has that ability to discern things. You know, when a woman is not for you and a woman is for the world, it is someone to walk away from. Someone to have respect. Hey, you know what, God? This person is not the one for me. Someone else is. You know, especially a woman is going to put God first and you second and family third. That's my message. Find a wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Your wife is not going to be on OnlyFans. Your wife is not going to be on Pornhub. She's not going to be out on those things, man. You know, lust goes for both genders. Jim Brown and God.
Did you know your wife, your woman, your girlfriend, the woman that you come home to every day, every night, the woman that you sleep next to is supposed to be the woman that you are the kindest to? Did you know that? Some men tend to forget that. Some men tend to forget that the woman that they should be treating the best is the woman that they sleep with. Sadly, the woman that they treat the worst is the woman that they sleep with. I've heard husbands talking to their wives crazy, disrespecting their wives. While I see the wives cooking for them, cleaning for them, doing what they have to do as a wife. On top of that, being a good mother, and you are an entitled husband, thinking that your wife has to do what you say, when you say, how you say it, because you said it. Making it seem and thinking like you're the prize, forgetting that she's the prize. You're not the prize, okay? You sit there entitled like, oh, you that guy, like, yeah, look at the type of wife and kids I have. Forgetting that at the end of the day, the one that is the prize is the woman that you are with, and you treating her like crap. That is the mother of your kids, and you treating her like crap. Why? Because you comfortable with her? Because you've been talking to her like that, so you think it's okay, you think, you know, it's right? It's wrong. The woman that you are sleeping next to every night is the woman that you should be the kindest to. In love and respect. That's all I'm saying.
Toxic woman, when she says that she wants a man to check her, the toxic woman is saying, I need to be riled up. I need to be allowed to be riled up. I need to be allowed to disrespect you, but I need you to check me when I'm disrespecting you because I anticipate I'm going to disrespect you. And the only way I know that you love me is because you give me that energy back. But that's toxic, right? So when a toxic woman is saying, I need you to check me, that's essentially where it's coming from. She's so dysfunctional and dysregulated that she doesn't want to be regulated because that doesn't occur to her as healthy. She wants the love bombing because she's thinking, I'm so fly, why wouldn't a man want to love bomb me? Is that love bombing, or do you really love me, right? That's what she's looking for. But a healthy woman is saying, I'm looking for us to be in a partnership and union. And in order for that to be the case, we have the power of agreement. We have the power of unity. And the only way I'm gonna know when I've stepped out of the bounds of our agreement is if you alert me. So that is what a healthy check is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that in a relationship.
I think that she knows that she's toxic. And maybe she can't really get out of her toxic ways herself. So being in a relationship, she needs to have somebody to check her, meaning like, nah, that's not cool. You can't do that. Like, you can't talk to me this way. And she'll be like, okay.
That sounds like somebody who's trying to be reformed. Like, she's in process. Maybe she wants to become healthy. Because there, you know, some people can be in transition.
Ladies, men never had a problem with y'all being hoes. We men, we love hoes. Even y'all say it, but when y'all say it, y'all use it as an excuse to be one. The problem is y'all lie about being hoes. Y'all lied about being hoes so y'all can get money or whatever y'all trying to finesse out of a. When y'all lie to like that and act like you wife material and act like you a good woman, that's just like a having no game and got a lot to get. Y'all complain about that all the time. He showed his true colors after he got the. Yeah, you hoes show y'all true colors after y'all get the money. We love honest hoes. When hoes is honest about it, our interactions go smooth as. But it's you hoes that try to act like you wifey material and all this. That get in there and compromise and you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no game. That's why y'all gotta lie. You insecure about your lifestyle. You a, but you don't want to be proud and be a, you know what I'm saying? You can't just come out and tell a, yeah, I get around. I'm a, cause you know he ain't gonna go for it. But here go the thing. If you man up like you hoes do and admit that you are, you gonna come across the that could potentially turn your life up like you've been looking for. But as long as you keep on lying and faking the phone, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You hoes be claiming y'all sell and you still ain't got that must be $4.90. Raise your price or get the out the streets, you worthless.
If I did, I would get in deep. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Do you guys know who Scott Galloway is? He's an economist. He just wrote a book recently. He goes on Oprah Winfrey. And on Oprah Winfrey, he's talking about men falling behind and how there's a crisis when it comes to dating. Basically, there's a few guys getting all the dates. That dating has basically become Venezuela. There's a guy who asked him a question. And he goes, why is it that I'm not able to find someone to date? He goes, look at yourself. Would you you? That's what he says to the guy. You know, you really got to step up and do this stuff. Then this woman comes on. She's obese. And she goes, why can't I find anyone to date? And of course, the response should be, would you you? But of course, he can't say that. He can't be on Oprah Winfrey and tell a woman, would you you? So what he says is, yeah, it's going to be hard for you. Yeah, these men just really need to step up. I know you make a lot of money. And I'm like, lose some fucking weight. Like, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And now that is so offensive for me to say that. So if I was going to have what is dating advice I could give for women, I got news for you. I have hosted at this point 64 swimsuit competitions. 64. Do you know what happens with the girls in the top 10 of all of my swimsuit competitions? It's inevitable. At least half of them. You know what happens? Their boyfriends get down on a knee and offer to marry them.
Oh, really?
You just won a bikini competition for $50,000. Do you think he's going to do better than you? You have this woman who's in, she's amazing shape. She looks incredibly, his brain is like fertility. This woman is fertile. Yeah. She has an unbelievable body. I'm never going to do better than this. So I remember the first one I did, top 10, 5 of them were engaged or married by the next year. By the next year when we did it. And they're like, hey, are you coming to the bikini competition? Like, no, I'm pregnant. It was crazy. I know that comes off as shallow, but like the number one thing I would tell women is just get in the best shape of your life and be as physically attractive as possible. I know it's shallow. I know that's not the whole relationship, but in the beginning, you will have more to choose from and more leverage the more physically attractive you are.
Now, these modern women are always telling men to be vulnerable, to open up, share your feelings. But the moment a man actually does it and shows that he's actually going through something, then all of a sudden the way that she looks at him changes. All of a sudden now he's soft. Just something about it gave me the ick. And, honestly, bro, a lot of men have learned the hard way. I try to be vulnerable with her. I try to get out there and really show and be open. But what I get for it is, somebody that doesn't really respect me anymore. And, and it gets confusing because what women say they want and what they actually respect are two different things.
My take that I don't think is controversial at all, but when I say this, men act like I somebody. If you, as a husband and a father, are involved in like intramural sports, recreational sports, any regular workout class of any kind, if you as a husband and father are doing that and you are not creating 2 to 5 hours a week for the mother of your children to also do something personal for herself, you're a piece of garbage. And I've had a lot of men be like, well, you don't do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying that you as a father of 3 under 3 or 2 under 5 or whatever the you got going on at your house, I'm not saying that you can't go play rec basketball with the boys 2 nights a week. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is, does she also have multiple hours per week where she gets to do something purely for her own enjoyment? And it doesn't have to be sports, because not everybody likes that. Like, if it was me, I would want to work out. I love working out, so that's like the lens I look at it through. But not everybody likes that. So does she get to, I don't know, go hang out with a friend, go have a coffee somewhere, go do a craft without children, without having to coordinate childcare, without having to prep anything for it in advance? She just knows she has that reliable time every week that she gets to go do her thing, pick up her purse, and leave the house, not have to prep anything and go do that. If you cannot confidently say yes, I think you're a garbage rat. I really, really do. And if they're like, well, she doesn't have anything, like, have you asked? Maybe she isn't even daring to dream. Maybe she knows that you're such a little garbage rat that there's no way that she could have a 2-hour-a-week craft night with their friends. So she doesn't even bother wanting it. Disgusting.
It's so many that done got cheated on but stayed.
Yes.
It's just they're not vocal.
They're not vocal.
Women get
yes. They better tell everybody.
Very vocal about this.
That's
like,
fair.
They
Yeah.
find empowerment in stupidity.
Yes.
Right? And what do I mean by them? Not saying that women are stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like a situation that makes them look stupid, like, damn, they got a baby on you and you stayed, they will use it as, I am so strong, I was able to stay.
Yes.
Whereas a man will look at that as, oh, that's embarrassing. I'm not telling nobody that shit.
Nobody.
So you know what I'm saying? So your dog may have got cheated on twice, and in his house is chaotic.
Yes.
But he probably won't even tell you because that nigga's embarrassed.
Which also mean the male ego more fragile. Because the woman would never, you feel me? Like,
because I want to make you look bad. We don't care about making them look bad, like.
But that make they self look bad too.
They self-destruct. so I do see where you come from.
You feel me? So that's the ego.
Protective stance.
Yeah.
Protect my ego.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna tell it. But why would I let the world know that I did something dumb?
Because they
Is
want to
that
say
really ego, or is it just like, is that wisdom? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, should I just let the world know, like, hey man, my old lady just be sliding. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay. Like,
if you ain't give, it wouldn't be ego.
So I mean, I think you do bring up a good point.
Yeah, that's true.
About if I'm not saying it, which I don't think you should say. I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
But is it to protect my ego?
100%, 110%. 110.
So you don't think it's protected? Does that necessarily make my ego fragile though?
Yes, because they will tell the world, ego aside. Yeah.
But that's stupid. That's stupid.
It's stupid to us.
But okay, see, but I think, like, right, to my point, their ego being protected is why they can even do that.
Facts.
Because they will look at the man as the bad guy versus, man, this girl's stupid.
Fact. I agree.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they don't have to deal with the scrutiny of,
yes.
like, you know what I'm saying? As intensely as I think a man would.
A woman wrote me the other day and asked me, should I be patient and help my boyfriend get back on his feet? Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Tasia. I'm a confidence and dating coach, and I teach women how to control their emotions so that their emotions don't control them. The same feet that you're going to help him get back on are the same feet that he's going to use to walk out of your life and go be with another woman who had no recollection, receipts, or memories of him being down bad like that. Why would you be with a man who needs help getting back on his feet when there are men that are already standing? For anybody who thinks I'm being cruel or that I have no heart or I have no empathy, okay, what y'all don't realize, and I actually have realized this, that a lot of women have never experienced a man who doesn't want them to bear witness to their struggle and who doesn't want them to struggle with them. A lot of y'all only used to that's going to pull y'all, okay, into their own struggle, and also that wants to come out of their struggle at your expense and on your back, okay? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was dating this guy in Chicago, and he whined and me. He gave me my first introduction to high value experiences, okay? Long story short, he was living in Chicago, starting a business. The business deal went bad. The partner stole all the money. It was a really bad thing. This man had to pick up and leave out of Chicago and go back to his home city. And I was like, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. He's like, Tasia, I don't even know where I'm gonna live. And I was like, it's okay. Wherever you go, I'll sleep on the floor. You know what this man told me? He said, why would I bring you to poverty? Why would I bring you to a land I've never seen? Why would I bring you to a place that I don't even know how I'm going to be doing? Why would I bring you to sleep on the floor? And see, the problem is that y'all so used, okay, to riding or with these men, and y'all so used to a nigga that wants you to bear witness to his struggle. I didn't understand it then. I cried like a baby. I didn't understand it then, but my God, today, I understand it now. A man that really, really cares about you. A man with integrity, with a moral compass. A man with a plan who plans to get back on his feet. Does not want you to be patient and help him, okay? He would rather leave and come back when he got his stuff together. Now, I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And if I'm wrong, put me out of business.
5 reasons men should never take dating advice from women. Number 1, women give advice based on what they want to believe, not what actually works. When a woman offers dating advice, she typically describes the type of man that she wishes she was attracted to, a hypothetical ideal that aligns with her conscious values. But attraction isn't ideal. It's instinct. It's driven largely by subconscious mechanisms that she barely even recognizes in herself. The result is virtuous advice that backfires in practice because it instructs men to behave in ways that signal safety, not desirability. Dudes who follow these instructions will find themselves being praised for maturity while being passed over for dudes who actually trigger desire in her. Number 2, women cannot provide firsthand knowledge of what actually makes men successful with women. Do not take advice from someone who has never given a back shots, period. These have never experienced what it's like to be a man. They've never approached women at the bar. They've never initiated. They've never bore the risk of rejection from a woman. She can only observe the outcomes from the receiving end. But observation without participation misses the realities of execution. Taking advice from someone who has never performed the role that you're taking advice about is like taking batting tips from a in the stands. They mean well, but they are ignorant to the actual mechanisms of the game. Number 3, women's advice is optimized for their own comfort, not for the men's success. Her advice isn't meant to help you. It's meant to minimize her own discomfort. She'll advise men to be open about their intentions, never play games, text back quickly, all behaviors that make interactions smoother and less threatening for her. That smoothness is the of mystery and tension. This advice serves her emotional convenience, but misses what actually works because the just can't get it. The has never been a man. Number 4, women lack accountability for the outcomes of the advice that they give. When a man follows advice from other men, especially older, successful men, he's following a blueprint that has been tested under real-world conditions. If he fails, the advice giver's reputation suffers. This is the mechanism of checks and balances. Women experience no such mechanism. They face no such accountability. If a man follows a woman's advice and then fails, she can attribute it to, he wasn't the right guy, he didn't do it how I told him to do it, anything really. There is no feedback loop that corrects bad advice. This creates an environment where untested, feel-good platitudes proliferate without any consequence. And number 5, deferring to a woman's judgment on how to be a man is unattractive in and of itself. If a man follows a woman's advice, he will become the man that she claims to want, and then she will lose interest. The reason is simple. The qualities that women claim to want are not qualities that sustain romantic tension. Women are attracted to men who lead and are not easily swayed by female approval. A man who takes a woman advice is implicitly placing her in a place of authority over him, above his own judgment, a dynamic that itself undermines attraction. Following her advice is by definition a self-defeating strategy.
And it's crazy how a lot of these modern women talk, because a lot of them have nothing to bring to the table. I mean, they have all of these demands. I want this, 6-figure man, 6-pack, 666, triple six, quadruple six, 6 all over the place. I want this, and this. The whole list of demands of what they want. And we'll be proud of it too. We'll sit up there in your face and be proud of it. Yeah, man, I sat down and wrote a list of 50 things that I won't tolerate and that I want. Okay. And then when a man has 80 to 90% of those, you still trying to hold him down and say, oh, well, you know, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance because you don't have the full list. Ma'am, you have none of what he wants. You're bad built. You're not nice. And you're not cute. You're not even friendly. So you're not even giving him anything that he wants.
Your man shot his shot, but your girl said your boy needs some practice.
All right, sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's about the
It's for my mom. I have no idea. I have no idea.
It looks like what you would use for like drywall to like patch a hole. So like a mesh, then you put. I want to pay for it and.
No, you're good. Thank you. You too. Thank you. Y'all, that was rough. He needs to practice like bad. But listen, I don't have anything against guys hitting on me. Like, I'm like, okay, dude, shoot your shot. I'm not into guys, as you guys know, but I'm like, bro needs to practice at home. Anyway, wish him the best. Bye.
You see, ladies, this right here is what a lot of men don't want to deal with. Now, I know this young lady says she's not into men, but it doesn't even matter. It's the fact that she recorded the conversation, then came on TikTok or Instagram or whatever and rated him at trying to approach her, talking about he needs some practice.
Listen, we talking about practice.
Now, we do not know who this man is, but he knows who he is. You think this is going to feel good when it pops up on his timeline? Now, I appreciate the fact that she didn't record him, but she still recorded the conversation. We just want to come up to you, say what we got to say, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we don't want to have to hear about it on TikTok a week later. That's a problem, ladies. Again, I know this young lady isn't into men, but this is what these women are doing, and I'm telling you, this has to stop. Men are already out here playing prevent defense. They're not trying to blitz the quarterback anymore. The men in my generation, all we did was blitz the quarterback. We were like the 85 Bears out there, but these men ain't doing that anymore. And for the women who are confused about that analogy, you are the quarterback. And the men in my generation, all we did was walk around trying to get a sack or get you in the sack. You know what I'm trying to say. But that ain't happening today. These men are standing way back. They're looking around waiting to see what you about to do because of stuff like this. Nobody wants to be the topic of your TikTok. Now, I know y'all don't care and y'all gonna continue to do what y'all want to do, but just remember, these men are gonna continue doing what they want to do too. So don't get upset with us when you're in a store and you see a cute guy and you looking at him and he looking at you. It turns into a staring contest because he refused to come over there to talk to you. And you women love coming online talking about these dudes and their pickup lines. Well, guess what? Things are changing. Men ain't gonna be coming over there at all soon. These dating apps are trash. People ain't going to clubs anymore. So guess what? You guys are gonna have to start talking to men, and we gonna see just how good y'all pickup lines are. And I want to make this last point. I'm talking directly to the women on this one. Don't y'all understand that this man here is probably the best man to date? Because if he was trying to talk to her, you can tell this is not normal for him. This is something that he doesn't do every day. That's the type of man you want. Y'all so busy worried about those dudes who kicking game in your ear. These men right here in most situations are gonna be more loyal to you because they're not out there trying to holler at every girl that moves. I know that's a turn off to some of you women, but that's actually a very good thing if you're looking for a good dude. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
My deepest, darkest secret is that I crushed up a shroom and I put in one of my girlfriend's drinks, and the whole time she was tripping out, she kept saying that everybody's face looked like a horse, and she still doesn't know to this day. So, yep.
So what you gonna do? You gonna turn around and reveal yourself, or are you gonna walk away? What you gonna do? Let's do it.
When I see other women and they don't have a lot of friends, I never judge it. I'm never gonna sit here and wonder why you don't have friends. I'm never gonna sit here and critique you for not having friends, because there are so many women out here who are so conniving. This is sick. The fact that she even had the nerve to turn around, that's crazy. I don't think I'd ever do something so cold and so evil to somebody. I've never done this even to an enemy. Y'all, one thing about me is I can definitely say I'm harsh when I give advice because I'm very truthful. I'm very blunt, but I would never go out of my way to harm somebody. You can give somebody the shroomies and their up. You know, there's a thing as ego, and a lot of people can't handle stuff like that. You don't give people hard, especially when they've never done it before. You know what I mean? And then expect them to be okay. But that's only something somebody a backstabbing would do, which clearly that's why you did it. I pray that your friend figures out it's you. Obviously she will. Hopefully this goes viral and she sees it and she dogs your because you deserve it. There's no way you turned around and smiled like that was the cutest thing ever. Dude, what if your friend would have had the worst trip on earth and they would have been affected because of something you did? And you know what even sucks more? You'll find out that that other friend probably was just living her little life while this is all jealous and probably wanting to be her. You guys need medication, bro. I'm sorry. This is why a lot of women are not trustworthy. And the fact that you can still be her friend and she probably talks about this story on and you're probably just like, wow, girl, you know? Dude, get out of my face. Do you know what's so crazy? And I wonder if any other woman feels like this, but I really feel if you are a people-pleasing type of woman, you better learn to get rid of that as fast as you can and cut people off. I'm only saying this because one of the things that frightens me about a lot of women is envy and jealousy. I really do believe that when a woman is so envious or so jealous, she'll go through all the lengths to try to you. And I really believe this. This is why the moment a woman gives me that weird feeling or I feel that she's jealous, I'll cut you off. You'll think I'm being dramatic, but I don't need to be a Selena in another Yolanda story. Like, don't nobody want to be around a girl like that. Take those signs for what they are and take them for something very serious, because a woman who could smile in your face and drug you is insane. What if you don't even smoke? What if you don't even do shrooms? You know what I mean? You don't think like that will try to set you up? No, thank you. I'm out of here, because I can tell what type of person I am. And if you're bringing stuff like that around me, like negativity and trying to hurt me, I feel like I'm going to end up being worse because I'm going to protect myself. And I think I might go over the top. I'd rather just leave before things get worse. I'm telling you now, leave anybody, even a man, if they're this jealous or this psychotic, because those people, I'm telling you, man, if they had the chance to take you out, they would. Something in you rubs them the wrong way and you don't want to be around that. Protect yourself.
All of these ambitious goals of mine that I've been able to achieve, I thought that would be attractive. And in meeting men and dating a lot of successful men, none of them would ever talk about how exciting it is that I've invested in properties or would ever even want to come to see my house. All my accomplishments were minimized, just realizing, wow, I think it deters them.
It does.
It intimidates them.
I agree with that, because I used to feel that way too. Like, I used to think, he gonna care that I got my degree. He gonna care that I'm successful. He gonna care that I got my own shit. I pay my own bills. No, men do not care about that. I always say, just get rid of your shit, because they like girls without it.
It's so crazy, because it really is hard to find a man that can just really support you and be happy and be like, look at my girl. Like, you think that everybody wants to praise Jay-Z and Beyonce, but a lot of y'all could not be Jay-Z sitting there in the crowd cheering for her like that. They can't. And Jay-Z be like this. Happy as hell. And y'all be praising, but y'all not Beyonce. Okay, but you not Jay-Z either.
Ooh, exactly.
I had a joke about this, and you know, I don't want to minimize what Ari and the women of poor minds have experienced with dating men. And I was just saying, like, men, we don't really care what you do for a living. And it's not that we don't care. It's just like, that's not a big deal for us. You know what I mean? Like, whatever a woman does for a career, we just like, it's whatever. As long as you look good to us and we feeling the vibe, that's what's important to us. And it kind of sucks, because I can get it from a woman's standpoint, a woman that has worked hard, went to school, got a degree, you know, prospered in her career, provided a great life for herself, and to have somebody come along that you're interested in romantically, and to have somebody in your life that's just like, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? You want to take pride in what you do. Because I know as men, we take pride in what we do for a living. Like, a lot of the times, especially if we got a career that we love and we worked hard at, and, you know, we in the game. Like, I'd be damned if I was with a woman and she didn't care about my stand-up and acting career. Like, she could care less. I'd be like, yo, do you even care or respect what I do? And I'm like, it's whatever. You'd be like, you know what I'm saying? You would feel away. A lot of men will feel away. And so I get where they're coming from that standpoint. And intimidation, I don't know. I can't speak for all men. I can't speak for all women. So I'm not generalizing neither one. And I don't want to add fuel to the men versus women constant online battle that's going on. Online more so than in the streets. But a lot of people take what they experience in the streets to these podcasts and to these talking posts or whatever. But I know for me, like, I like a woman that has accomplished things. I like a woman that has goals, dreams, ambitions. I like that. I'm attracted to that. Like, You know, even I don't care like what you do for a living. If you're a public school teacher and you love what you do, and you've been there and you passionate about what you do, I don't care about your salary. I'm just like, yo, you a teacher, man. That is dope as you know, because I respect the craft and I respect I don't know if it's a craft, it's a calling. I don't know what teaching is, but we all know that that's a craft that's highly respected, super underpaid and undervalued, but that's something, you know what I mean? And for me, like, on the intimidation factor, let me share my personal journey on that. In my first marriage, my ex-wife at the time, she made more money than I did because I didn't establish my career yet at all. Like, I was trying to figure things out. And she was super supportive, and she never made me feel little. She, you know, all of the insecurities I dealt with internally. That was my weight to carry. And she had no hand in making me feel that way. I just felt that way because of society, how we come up. It's like the man is supposed to be the breadwinner and provide for the family. And so since I wasn't making good money, it's with me. And so I everything up. So I own that. That was my burden. And then when I found myself post-divorce, I was interested in a lady, and she was financially not where I was at. She was far beyond. And so like when we hung out a couple times, I was like, yo, I can't keep up with this financial setup. Like, I knew where I was financially, so I bowed out, even though she never said anything. She never said anything, never made me feel away. I was just like, yo, compared to the lifestyle she's used to living, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with these functions. You know what I'm saying? These dates and hangouts. That's all we did was date and hang out. Just a few times, then I faded out. Took my foot off the gas and everything because I was like, I can't keep up financially. Because I was in a tight financial space at that time. So I had to fall back. And that's just me just keeping it real with myself. I'm not about to be out here trying to keep up with the Joneses. And that's not a knock on her at all. She didn't even get a chance to even say anything. And a lot of people move in those spaces where, you know, if a person makes you feel bad for not being where they are financially, that could with you. Like, if a woman has ever made a man feel bad because his money wasn't up to where hers was, that man is gonna shut down long term. You know what I'm saying? He gonna carry that too. He gonna be like, man, women they don't respect you if you ain't got the bread. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, from a male perspective, we thinking like, okay, she's used to traveling first class. She's taking trips. She's going on vacations and stuff. And I really can't afford that. I really can't afford the first class tickets. I really can't afford these lavish vacations. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. You know, we connect on a human level. But am I cool with just being a tag along in a sense when it comes to those types of trips and journeys or whatever? And so, you know, men, we want to just to be able to hold our weight financially. That's what's important to us. And I remember I was talking to a woman that was super successful, and you know, we just had a conversation. Like, you know, she was like, "Would you consider moving in with me?" And I was like, "No, like I'll keep my own place." But I knew that she far exceeded my money. And so I was just like, nah, I'd rather keep my own little spot, you know what I mean? And, you know, I can come hang out and stuff like that. But I also wouldn't put that pressure on her to have to move in with me and what I can afford, knowing that she can afford far more. So I was just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to have a little spot of my own, you know what I mean? And so that's how I would navigate those things. And I would never want to diminish what these women accomplish through hard work, career, ambition. And I think it's dope. And I wouldn't want a woman to feel like her accomplishing these things is a negative. It should never be a negative to work hard and provide a fantastic life for yourself financially. And then when you date somebody, they try to tear you down or make you feel bad because they're being successful. And at the same time, it sucks to make somebody feel less than a little because they don't make what you make. And so you have these issues on both sides of the coin, both sides of the aisle, where some people have made, some women have made men feel little and bad, especially when you throw it in people's faces. Like, what are you bringing to the table? You can't afford this. And so people feel terrible. And, there's so many layers to that type of conversation that they were having on that podcast. And it gets deep, though, because it's so layered. And you do want to connect with somebody that's a good individual, you know what I'm saying? You could be passing out on a good mate just because y'all don't match financially. You could be missing out on a really good person in your life, especially when you see these conversations of a man needs to have a 6-figure salary to talk to me. And it's like, man, you could be missing out on a fantastic individual. And he's making like maybe $60K, but he's passionate about what he does. He loves what he does. And, you could pass it all up for a lifestyle rather than real love and connection and companionship. So it's tough, man. It's hard out here sometimes, But I'm just saying my little piece, sharing my little story, you know what I'm saying, if you will.
A lot of these modern women want a traditional man, a man that protects and provides. They don't want to be a traditional woman. They don't want to be a woman that listens. I mean, listen, whatever y'all do, however y'all do what y'all do in y'all's house, that's y'all's business. Do whatever you want to do. But it comes down to reciprocity. And it comes down to, even before reciprocity, I would say, you holding up your end of the bargain. A lot of modern women don't do that. So they say, I want a traditional man. Man comes in fairly traditional. And you nothing like tradition. So, well, I'm traditional when it comes to dating. I'm traditional when it comes to courting. I'm traditional when it comes to chores. But I'm not traditional when I want you to, I want to lead the household whenever I want to. I want to move that tradition out the way, and we can be equal in that way. You don't get the final say, so I should get the final say, so I'm not traditional in that way. I want you to make all the money, and I make 30% of it, but we spend it equally, and I spend more of it because I'm not traditional in that way. I should be able to do what I want to do.